All right, everybody, welcome back to another Garage Sunday cylinder head edition. You can see we got the IKEA workbench table completely cleaned off, and we are going to tear down these cylinder heads. I'm not sure how far. I'm just kind of curious what's going on underneath these cams, and just want to get them ready because I do want to send them off to a local machine shop. I've never had a chance to send a cylinder head to a machine shop and get it cleaned up and resurfaced and everything, so that's what we're doing today. You can see I actually already, the other night, got a little eager and pulled the turbo off the one side, so this one's ready to come up, but we'll start with this one so I can kind of show pulling off this nasty blown turbo and just kind of get started, see how far we get today. Well, it looks like we're out of battery on the old impact. All right, so we got the turbo off the hot side here. You can see I kind of have it elevated on these little plastic cases. That's because I guess on this side, when it's top dead center, we actually have, I'm not sure if you can see, a little bit of valves, you know, poking down a little bit, so I just, you know, didn't want to have that flat on here to make sure we're not bending anything up. But at this point, just gonna pull all these accessories off the side. I think just this cover, this timing sensor here, this, I think this is like the adjustment sensor there. We should be able to start pulling these out and get the camshafts out of there and see what we got going on. So all right. All right, so we got pretty much everything removed from the front here. We have all of these caps loosened up. So the next step, I have a piece of cardboard here, and what we're gonna do is just kind of move everything from the top over here over to here to where we have everything organized to make sure that these caps, when it goes back together, they go back to the exact spot that they were, just because the motor, you know, over time has kind of worn in together. And we'll make sure that everything goes back together. So I'm gonna start disassembling everything and just move it from here to here. So there we have it. The head is about as torn down as I think I'm gonna go for now. We have all of our hardware over here, organized perfectly for this head anyway. Keep forgetting, you know, we're working on a V6. We got a couple heads to tear down, but I just had this piece of cardboard laid out. We're gonna obviously move this. Don't want camshafts laying in the middle of the floor, but I just had to kind of pick it up real quick and sit it down somewhere. Everything looks really good though. I'm not sure how it's coming out on the GoPro camera, but these lifters, I mean, there's no scoring or scratching that I can see anywhere. I mean, these caps are looking really, really good. So we'll probably end up reusing that. From my understanding, being that the car has about 160,000 miles, and just based off of what I can see, that everything's original here. I don't know. I'd like, you know, some other people's thoughts, but should we replace the lifters? I think we're gonna leave the valve train the same for this iteration of the build. I just don't think it really makes sense to do a bunch of super tech internals when we're just gonna be doing a mild KO4 build. So I'm excited, everything looks good. I think it'll be really cool to send this off to the machine shop and get cleaned up, because it is, outside of like the internals of the engine, pretty dirty. So we'll make sure we get a fresh surface and just see what else they recommend, take a look I mean, it's even good to just have a second eyes. You know, I could be completely missing something that needs addressed. So awesome. I'm gonna kind of organize this stuff and then we can get started on the second one. And make that number 2. We got the second head torn down. Everything looks good. Yeah, I am pretty impressed with everything. There's, again, not really any scoring that I can see at all. Like I said, we're gonna send this to the machine shop, but yeah, we have the heads torn down as far as I wanna go. So we got everything broken down and organized. I'll make sure I get another rag over top of this head, but I'm not too worried just because I think the machine shop will do a really good job of getting them cleaned up. And then obviously once we go to put everything together, I probably won't even do it in this garage. I'll probably have a section inside the house cleaned up, and we'll clean everything out here, bring it inside, and then just be consistently cleaning once we get in the house, but just have a surface in an area really just where there's not dust and just whatever else that is floating around in this dirty garage. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. That's probably all I'm really gonna do today. Haven't really messed with the motor at all. We're definitely gonna wanna get this cleaned up. I think first things first, I'm gonna find somewhere to actually send these heads to. If anyone's in the Pittsburgh area or just like kind of greater Pittsburgh area, I don't really care if it's an hour or so away. If anybody has any recommendations of where to send these to. If not, I'm probably just gonna find like the top rated local place and just send them off to. Nothing too crazy, just get them cleaned up, get a clean surface on there, and I just want them to check over everything and see, you know, there could be a crack in there somewhere that I'm not seeing. Just get a second set of professional eyes on them. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I've pretty much come to the conclusion that we're just gonna kind of clean everything up and leave it stock for now with the KO4s. We'll have to get those ordered at some point. But I think the next couple weeks, it's probably just gonna be getting all this stuff cleaned up and getting it prepared to go back together the right way. This block, as you remember seeing last week, it's pretty oily. We'll want to make sure we get all this cleaned up and put back together the right way, and then we can kind of jump into getting this subframe cleaned up. At this point, it's just kind of getting everything cleaned up and put back together, like I've said a million times. So that's probably where we'll start. Sorry for, I don't even know, maybe this is a shorter video. Nothing too crazy today, just pulling these heads apart. Got to get ready for the week, and I will talk to you guys next week, and we will continue on. Thanks for watching, everybody.